Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you have no idea who I am. So let's get into it. This video is basically the first trimester symptoms 101. I'm just doing the first trimester in this video. There are 4 most heard about symptoms. These are the 4 that I have only ever known before getting pregnant, and 4 that you tend to hear about, in my opinion. Those are nausea, vomiting, fatigue, and swollen tender breasts. These are the 4 that I hear about. I'm about to go through the typical first trimester symptoms that you're likely to experience. Number 1 is nausea/vomiting. These can go hand in hand, but you can get one or the other. Despite the name morning sickness, it can actually happen day or night, and it's due to the change in your hormone levels and also the rise. There's loads of dips and stuff going on. To help morning sickness, I have heard of a lot of women who basically drank ginger tea or ginger biscuits or ginger sweets to help ease their morning sickness, and apparently it does help. I never tried it because I had other stuff going on in my pregnancy to do with gastritis, so ginger and my stomach just they weren't friends. But a lot of women tried that if you're okay with ginger. And also I suggest to keep your fluids up. Keeping your water intake up is a really good idea during all of this morning sickness, because a lot of it's coming out, so you need to take in what is coming out, otherwise you're going to end up hydrated. You're going to end up dehydrated. Number 2 is fatigue. So pregnancy hormone, they call it pregnancy hormone. Progesterone, it makes you sleepy. It does a whole lot in your pregnancy, but for one thing, it makes you sleepy. If you're tired, sleep. Your body's doing a lot of work. Your body's always on the go. You could be sitting there laying down and your body's just doing the most. So sleep if you have to. I highly advise it. So I just want to explain what progesterone does. So for a main thing that it does, or one of the main things it does, is it keeps the placenta functioning properly. The placenta is an organ that actually develops during pregnancy, and it's made up of two types of tissue. Just my little one making noise behind me. So for one, the tissue is made up of the mum's uterine wall, and then for the other part, it's made up of the fetus's own tissue. It's actually also referred to as afterbirth because you have to push that out. I didn't know this before pregnancy. You have to push it out as well after you deliver your baby. You actually have to deliver the placenta. So the job of the placenta is to provide your baby with glucose, blood, and nutrients during pregnancy. That's what it does. For those of you that don't know what the umbilical cord is, it is attached to the placenta, and it's also attached to your baby's belly button. It's where all the nutrients and the glucose and the blood travel through to get to your baby. It's like a thick cord, and it has 2 arteries and 1 vein. Yeah, I don't actually remember what it looked like when I gave birth because I didn't really look. It was all just a bit too icky for me, but it's just a cord. It's literally just a thick cord. It's meant to be thick. Number 3 is tender swollen breasts. Okay, so this is also due to your hormonal changes that happen during pregnancy. It can make your breasts really tender, sometimes swollen, very sore, and all I can suggest is just wear a supportive bra. Even a pregnancy bra, a nursing bra, sorry. Pregnancy bra, nursing bra, yeah, it's not the same thing. So number 4 is increased urination. So this happens normally, tends to be in the first trimester, gets worse in the 3rd trimester because your body is doing a lot. In the 3rd trimester, I remember I was going to the toilet like 20-30 times a day easily. I'd go to the toilet, sit back down, 2 minutes later, I'm trying to get up, note the word trying, to get up to go back to the toilet. I stand up because I'm finishing the toilet. I have to sit back down because I'm not actually finishing the toilet. But yeah, so increased urination is a typical first trimester symptom, and this is because your body is carrying around a whole lot more of blood than usual. So to process all this extra blood flow, your kidneys needs to process more fluid, and this fluid ends up back in your, not back, it was never there in the first place, it ends up in your bladder, so you end up needing to urinate more. Food cravings and aversions. So this is an interesting one. It's not that interesting, it's just related to food, that's why I said that. So food cravings it's obviously due to the hormonal changes again, but not everyone tends to get them. I actually got mine somewhere in my second trimester, but a lot of people tend to get it in the first trimester as well. It's not uncommon. I'd say if you want a slice of cake, eat a slice of cake, but eat it in moderation, because your cravings will drive you crazy if you're not getting them. Like, I crave cheese, but I also crave cheese for the most part, but I also crave things like I can't even remember right now. If you can, make like a vegan version or a healthy version, so you're not eating all the, if you look at the back of the ingredients of a typical cake, there's a whole lot of stuff going on, the ones that you buy at the shop. So if you can, make a vegan version, because then you can eat it more. I'm smiling because I'm thinking about cake. Another thing to do with foods though, especially, they say to keep your vitamins up during pregnancy. So they say to take folic acid, they say to keep your vitamin C, vitamin D up, your iron, for sure if you have iron deficiency, that's a must. They say to keep your, they say zinc is good as well. Oh my gosh. It's just vomited on me. Heartburn. Not nice. Despite the name, it's not in your heart. I used to think that there was a feeling that I used to get, do you know what, it wasn't even my heart. It wasn't my heart, but I thought it was. It's not your heart. But despite the name, it's not in your heart, it's in your chest area. Okay, so there is, I believe this is a myth. So they say, right, that you get heartburn because your baby has lots of hair. My baby had lots of hair, but I don't think that was why I had a lot of heartburn and acid reflux. Oh my gosh, it was the worst. It was, yeah, I know, it was so painful. But so what it is, during pregnancy, let me just, okay, I need both hands. So during pregnancy, progesterone, again, pregnancy hormone, it acts as a muscle relaxer. So in your esophagus, right, in your esophagus, connecting your esophagus to your stomach is something called a lower esophageal sphincter. This is at the bottom. You have an upper one that is at the back of your throat as well. So what it's doing is it's relaxing the lower esophageal sphincter, and it's going like this. So what it usually does is when you eat, chomp, 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 it goes down. It opens up and it allows the food to go into your stomach, right? Like that. What is going on is, because it's softened, right, it's just flapping open just when it feels like it. So when you eat, you're eating, it's opening, and the food's actually traveling back up. So it's traveling up, but what you're not feeling the food, that's the burning, that's not the food, it's the acid. Your stomach acid is also traveling back up with the food, and then that's where you feel it in your esophagus. When you're feeling it in your throat, coming up in your mouth to your glands here, that's where I was feeling it. It's because your upper esophagus sphincter is also flapping open when it feels like it, and then it's just coming. It's horrible. It's a horrible feeling. What you can actually do is you can prevent it by eating less acidic, spicy, and hard to digest foods. So acidic, like citrus foods. So blueberries, oranges, and then obviously spicy food speaks for itself, like hot Doritos, spicy seasoning, hot wings, just anything spicy, self-explanatory. And then hard to digest foods is like red meat. Red meat is hard for your stomach to digest, because what is happening with these foods is your stomach is actually working and creating more gastric acid. Gastric acid is already in our stomach, but it's making more. So that's more that is possibly able to come back up. So when you have less of that, it's less it's less heartburn. Yeah. Number 7, constipation. This is due to progesterone. Again, progesterone, it's slowing down your digestive system. So when you're slowing down your digestive system, your things are taking a little longer to get digested. Oh, pardon you. What's wrong? Because things are going slower through your digestive system, it's causing you to get backed up. That's how constipation happens during pregnancy. Number 8 is bloating, also due to progesterone, because digestive system is going slower. It's causing you to bloat. Trying to talk over me. Anyway,